This week, desperation and devastation in Gaza. Hunger and starvation ravaging the war-torn strip, with little reason to believe the end of the war is near. The UN this week saying widespread starvation, malnutrition and disease are driving a rise in hunger-related deaths. Zainab Abu Halib dying from malnutrition this week at just 5 months old. Her doctor saying she had no pre-existing medical conditions when she was born. Her mother saying if she had enough nutrition at 5 months, she would have been able to sit up or grow, but it hasn't happened.
This is the moment that we crossed from Israel into Gaza.
This week, we were taken across the border into Gaza, where huge stockpiles of vital food and medicine await delivery.
There are literally mountains and mountains of aid waiting here to be delivered to the desperate people of Gaza. Here you have sacks of fortified flour, essential supplies to make bread. And yet, according to the UN and almost every other aid agency, just a mile or so down this road, people are starving to death.
The IDF telling us aid agencies aren't distributing aid fast enough.
You hear what they say, what's coming in right now, this is from the head of the UN, is a trickle, and what's needed is a flood.
Well, I'll tell you this, as we're speaking, there are trucks waiting in Gaza after Israeli inspection, and all the UN needs to do is pick them up and stop talking.
But in a statement to ABC News, the UN saying their drivers are navigating airstrikes, damaged roads and criminal gangs, and the Israeli authorities need to grant them the conditions to deliver aid safely and effectively. As the humanitarian crisis continues to unfold, US Special Envoy Steve Witkoff in the region, visiting one of those controversial US-backed aid sites in Gaza that have been plagued by chaos, violence and death, as President Trump aims to develop a plan to mitigate the crisis.
I spoke to Steve Witkoff. He had a great meeting with a lot of people. He had a meeting on getting the people fed, and that's what we want.
On Saturday, Witkoff in Israel meeting with families of the hostages, telling them we have a plan to end the war and bring everyone home. Hamas releasing this harrowing video of hostage Evyatar David, looking painfully emaciated. His family agreeing for us to show it. Evyatar's brother Eli speaking at a mass rally to bring the hostages home.
They are on the absolute brink of death. In their current unimaginable condition, they may have only days left to live.
Well, pain for the families of the hostage, but also suffering inside Gaza. The Hamas-run health ministry saying that there have been 6 new deaths due to famine and malnutrition, bringing the total dead to at least 175 people, including 93 children. And George, I can tell you, when you see that mountains of aid, it's shocking to know that children are dying from hunger not far away. George.
And Ian, what do we know about this plan that Steve Witkoff, the president's envoy, was talking about to the hostages' families, that he has a plan to bring them all home?
Well, interestingly, we managed to obtain audio of that meeting between Steve Witkoff and the hostage families. He says that Hamas have agreed to demilitarize. Now, that would be huge if that's the case. Their public statements certainly suggest they haven't. He also said we're very, very close to a solution to the end of this war. But the devil's in the detail. How are you going to do that when even these partial deals that have been negotiated in the past seem impossible right now? Also saying he's going to bring all hostages home at once. Well, again, over the last couple of months, it's been impossible even to bring them home in tranches. So it's a very ambitious plan. He seems confident. That's what he's telling the families, what he's saying publicly. I've asked Israeli sources about the negotiations. They don't want to talk about it at the moment. And I think it's also doubtful whether or not the Netanyahu government wants an end to the war once the hostages are over, or to continue and finish the job. George.